I'm not their parent. It is not my place to say
Drugs
what
in
they
school.
should value morally. They do need to understand that there's a time and a place for everything, and those are technically illegal activities. If they're going to choose to do that to themselves, they should really use it as a reward after they handle their business. Because if not, they're just kind of ruining the education process for themselves. You know, they're just putting themselves at more of a deficit. They're going to be behind when they, we're doing everything we can to give them an even playing field education-wise. So to get stoned and drunk at school is just, you're really insulting the people who are trying to help you. You know, you're insulting yourself. You're worth more than that, you know. And you certainly don't want to be wasting taxpayer money by taking away from the class because everybody knows that you're messed up and you're distracting the class merely by being there and being messed up. Okay? Yes?
How do you feel about high gas price?
I actually think that that's a good thing because it's going to limit how much people drive and maybe we'll put more money into public transit so that more people can have an easier time getting around, maybe lower the prices, maybe do a sliding scale. If you go in ahead of time and you're low income, you can buy tickets cheaper, like monthly passes cheaper, so that it'll be easier. We could subsidize the program by raising taxes on gas and using that money for public transportation purposes so that more people benefit. If you've got the money to have a car, it shouldn't be a big deal to pay an extra 20 cents for a gallon of gas so that low-income kids can get to school without having to take grocery money from their parents. You know, they don't have that kind of money. We need to shift the burden. Yes?
How do you feel about the death sentence?
The death sentence, see, you know, I understand the feelings and the emotions that drive that. I get that.
Can I please?
I'm sorry.
You should be writing instead of folding your arms. Honey, that doesn't change the fact that you were folding your arms and you only wrote down what you thought and you're not writing down what other people think.
I was so listening. It's just one little funny thing that happened. One little mishap just right here, and I just giggled, and I'm sorry it was a little bit.
She's doing it again, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's giving me she's doing her dissertation on why she giggled. Oh, no, that actually is, you would put that under teacher research and put that in a separate place. That's part of me wanting to design my own school. That's why I need her back from Cyber High as fast as she can.
Really?
I'm trying to start my own school and they keep giving me these ridiculous assignments so I never have time. I have 3 preps. I was supposed to be designing my charter school for next year. And now
Where's it gonna be?
Well, I don't even know if it's going to exist if I can't get the paperwork done. And I can't do the paperwork because I have 3 preps. Yes? And then back over. Yes? The crime rate is directly related to the poverty rate. I think if we actually addressed the financial and emotional needs of the community, we would see the crime rate drop. I feel that the crime rate reflects the education and income level of the people affected, which is sad, because that certainly doesn't mean smarts are value. You know, that's a separate issue. But they're feeling disvalued because the government is so willing to help rich people and they're not willing to help poor people. They'll bail out Wall Street, but they won't bail out my neighborhood. Why? Are they better than me? You know, and if people are in that position, obviously they're going to do whatever they feel they need to do to be able to survive. So what we need to do is create a system that is more equitable, giving that same starting point. If people screw up from there, that's their own responsibility, but we really can't hold them criminally responsible. I mean, we can in an individual way, but on a societal level, we have to recognize that we need to address these. You can't make this is actually straight from Sir Thomas More's Utopia, written in the 1400s. It, in my opinion, is the first fully articulated socialist book. That's why the early socialists were called utopians. So it's going back to Sir Thomas More's Utopia. He poses the question, or makes the statement, the connection where he says you cannot make your animals thieves, your people thieves, and then punish them for being thieves. You can't push people into desperate measures to where they're willing to steal food and then punish them for that. That's normal survival. You cannot make your people act like animals. You can't make them act like thieves and then hold them responsible for that when all they're trying to do is survive. You know, unless it is violent, I don't think drugs should be a crime. Okay? They don't even sell drugs. They offer drugs. Drugs sell themselves. They are a symptom of a flawed society. If life is so fucked up that you need to get high to run away for a few hours because you got bills up to your eyebrows, you gotta be a little understanding when people lose it and become abusive. Okay? Not to other people, but to themselves. You know, drug activity should not even be considered a crime. If you did that, half of the crime in East Oakland would go away. Because we're looking at it as a social problem, not a criminal problem. Yes? No, you first, because that's business. Oh, it's from 2007 and 8, but I'm actually going to use it this year for a genocide unit. So put all of those in one place, and actually they're going to be. Can you show me? Is that cover double-sided? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to have to photocopy. Yeah, we'll probably just put something over that.
Yeah.
But it's a class text, so get all of them together because I actually assigned them to the students. It was her, then him, then her, then you. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand. Let me work you into that because you very rarely say stuff. So, so 1, 2. Where did 3 go?
I was the last person that I did.
3, 4, 5. What? I'm sorry.
Creative.
I thought I was 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You changed. Ryan's 2 now.
I need to finish this and then we start.
Kate.
Okay, the death sentence, thank you for holding me to that. I was about to do a politician thing. They do that crap all the time. It goes with that, so let's do a combo. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting it at that. Death sentence, I add everything I said to Nazasia to what I was talking about, because that's where I was going to. The difference with the death sentence, the reason I don't agree with the death sentence, I get the emotion that drives that. But A, in light of extenuating circumstances and in light of fallibility, it's the fallibility that gets me. Did you know, and this is not my opinion, this is statistical fact, 1/4, 25% of the people who are put to death by our governments, both state and federal, are found out to be innocent after they're dead. 25%. Too high. And the other thing is, it is equitably distributed. So people who are minorities are being put to death for the same crime that a white person gets life imprisonment for. So it is racist. Not in theory, in execution. If you still have some racist judges out there and they have biases, they're going to use the heavier-handed sentencing. If you've got juries that have racial bias and that's being applied, but they don't want to admit that they have these biases, maybe they don't even recognize that they have these biases. It's like those prisons, like the whole cocaine and crack. They're the same basic drug. One's more expensive, one's cheaper. One gets you slapped on the wrist and sent to drug rehab. The other one gets you prison time. Let's guess which color the people who use it are. The people who are black or Latino, because crack is cheap, the more addicted you get, the more in the downward spiral you are, the more totally uncontrolled you are. The more likely you would qualify as mentally insane is when we punish you the most. We wait until you're so addicted that you're fucking crazy, and then we throw you in prison and make you more crazy. Does that make sense? Does that kind of address what we're talking about? The whole prison system is being looked at from a punishment perspective instead of a reclamation perspective. We should be trying to bring these people back into society. What do? We lock them up and turn them into real criminals. They go from petty crime to now I'm ready for some serious shit because I've gone to criminal school, which is what prison is. It's criminal school.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's just being handled. It really should be changed. And people should be given value for who they are, even though they have made these bad decisions. Not to excuse them, but to make up for them. They should have to fix their crimes, not wallow in crime. Yes. Wait a minute. Is that the right order? No. You. Blue. No. Yes.
Tell me the
Do
truth.
you like
This pants funny.
advocate for like democratic society or government?
What?
I definitely think that people have a value and that democracy is the ideal. I would want to see a better education system and a society that trains people into good decision making. Because if all of you guys knew what, actual logic is, by the way, if you go to college, you will have to take a critical thinking class. It's required. I think it should be required in high school. Critical thinking allows you, that class will teach you how to teach yourself. So why the hell do they wait until college? I think that tells you what they think of the average citizen. They don't need to think for themselves. So we'll leave that for college. Okay, we're going to make you pay for it if you actually want to learn how to learn yourself, but we'll just give you the spoon-fed version for free. So I do think that, does that address what you mean? Okay. Yes.
What do you think about the curfew policy?
The what?
Curfew policy.
I think that's infringing on personal rights. However, I do think that we should heavily promote neighborhood watches because parents and neighbors should be aware of what their kids are doing, and that puts their responsibility back on themselves. Okay? So, because that's where it should be. They're the parents, it's their right to educate their kids. If they, if their kids are mature and self-possessed and they're out, that's, but they are a legal extension of their parent. So the parents should be held responsible for the behavior of the child.
Okay, so seeing that they have exemptions for this curfew,
But how do you check that? Is it really viable? Doesn't that seem like a waste of money?
Does smell like fresh?
yeah, but then it's like they're only doing it to the youth. They're only doing it to anybody that's under 18.
I know, so that's why I don't think it's appropriate, because if that was the case, you're actually
Fail.
telling parents how to raise
Bro, it's because I went like that and then my
I see you like rubbing your nipples like
this little shit got in my eye. See now.
Guys, I can't even hear it! What is the point of this activity if you're going to disrespect him like that? You're not even disrespecting me. You're disrespecting your fellow classmate. Shut up! How dare you think you're better than him? And if that wasn't your motivation, don't act like you think you're better than him. Could you reword that, sir?
So let's say somebody gets caught up in one of these curfew transactions or whatever going on. Let's say the cop pull over these group of kids. Is it okay for the cop to search them even though they're outside of the search time? Is it okay for them to do that?
Well, why would that be okay? That's illegal search and seizure if they don't have probable cause.
But if the curfew is passed, does that mean you have...
Once again, I said I don't agree with the curfew, so why are you telling me? I don't understand the question because I've already told you I don't think this level of control is acceptable. And you're asking about, what about this level? This level's above this level, so I still don't approve. They shouldn't even be enforcing a curfew unless the kid's doing something wrong. Okay? I just don't agree with that. That's against civil liberties. That is a conservative political thing. They can treat kids like they don't really have their own perspective. Car, yes. Here's the key. It has to go in the trunk. My car's on the, back over there behind the portable. Oh, and it's here. I can point to it. It should not carry it like this.
Give me my pick. It's my pick ball.
For what?
Give me my pick ball, Sam.
Okay, wait! I gotta finish.
I had a question.
Where was the next person?
Me, I was the last person.
Well, but no. But
Okay, well,
that's here.
that person
Oh,
did me.
so I recently read this news article about a kid who's 13 years old. He accidentally pushed his brother into a bush and he died by the time he got to the
So it's involuntary manslaughter.
And then he's being tried as an adult.
See, I would actually say that considering the circumstances, I personally would think that kind of kid should actually be given did he push out of anger?
It didn't say.
Okay, so the adult thing might be that they were fighting because they were upset at each other, so they're calling it involuntary manslaughter. That's criminal. But what I was going to say, if as a liberal, what I would say to that is that kid should actually not be necessarily convicted of a crime, but should be forced to go to I would say an actual, they would be incarcerated. It would be like they would be convicted of involuntary manslaughter, but the way that they would serve it would be like a suspended sentence, and he would actually go to a live-in facility to get emotional treatment, because he fucking killed his brother. He's ripped up. He's far more punished than probably anything we could ever do.
But then, they said that the mother is also now in jail because she could have called the police and the kid could have been saved in time, but then she was too busy searching up on the internet on what to do. So they were like, if she was to call the police and come to get the kid, he would have had a chance to live.
Because that would have taken him to the hospital, actually. The
Mother
police
panicking.
should have been involved first. They're making a wrong statement. I think
Well,
they're
no,
trying to get
yeah,
him out of jail.
I understand that was
911.
a bad thing, but once again, the kid, in my opinion, should be actually just sent to a facility that will emotionally, deal with the fact that he just killed his brother and he's probably completely devastated. And then, on top of that, he would also get treatment over anger and issues that would, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
This problem
Okay.
is my question. There's a guy that actually...